Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rachakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, the elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, to the men on the highways and the byways that are pushing out this word in truth and sincerity, and to the remnant men, women, and children of the elect. To you all, I say shalom. My name is Ahyash. I'm back with another lesson through the pound spread Yahawashi. And I want to jump into some, what's going around about, these egg prices that are going up. You can see, every time we see prices on a specific product go up, you see people panic. You see people talking about inflation. And, people just kind of, they get uneasy, right? Because the potential for food shortages, the potential for inflation and very high prices, this is something that we've seen in the past few years. This is something that we've actually experienced. You know what I mean? You can see it on different, when COVID hit, people was looking to stock up on different foods, and we saw prices go up. We definitely felt it in our wallet at the gas pump, at the grocery store, at different places. So, for inflation is a real thing, man. Inflation is something that we experience. We're expecting this economy to crash, and we're expecting a hyperinflation, actually. We're expecting things to get out of hand here in Babylon the Great. All right? And I was actually preparing this lesson last night, and this is Spirit to Spirit. The elder brother Ahmawan from our camp here in New York City, he uploaded this morning. Well, I saw it this morning. All right, it's a short. It says the food crisis is the food crisis. I'm sure he meant in America is here. All right, so these are the things that we're expecting. This is how we measure the times. We look to see what's happening, current events, the news, what's actually going on. And, we link it to the scriptures, man. It's how we measure the times. It's how we, prophesy and teach and, give that warning, show people what they can expect. All right. So I'm going to play this real quick. I got some, I got a video on inflation. I got a couple scriptures lined up. A couple articles, so let's go.
Have you ever seen this before?
Look at how people are stocking up. Look at how people are stocking up on eggs. In fear of the prices going up even more. They're trying to get it at the price where it's at now, in fear of it going up more. It says, this caption here, food crisis coming, eggs were gone in less than 10 minutes at Costco. So they put the eggs out in Costco, and in less than 10 minutes it was gone. Because I had this article that came out yesterday. All right, this is from Fox News. It says egg prices hit record high. All right, it says the average price of a dozen grade A large eggs hit a new record in January 2025, said the latest consumer price index. A cost of a dozen grade A eggs in cities throughout the United States was $4.95, 13 cents higher than the previous record of $4.82. That record was set in January 23, said data provided by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. However, prices did not stay that high for long. And by May 2023, the average price of a dozen eggs have fallen to $2.67. All right, now in more of the cities, like the major cities here in New York, egg prices are never $2.67. Right, they're at least $3 something and above. All right, this is talking about the average price, so we get that. It says here, egg prices may soon be on the rise, says experts. Here's why and how much. It says the average price of a dozen eggs increased by 80 cents from December to January, In December, the average price for a dozen grade A eggs was $4.15. The last time eggs averaged below $3 a dozen was in June 2024 when they were $2.72, said the Bureau of Labor Statistics website. The average price of a dozen eggs has not been below $2 since January 2022 when they were $1.93. Okay, so this is showing us percentages and how they go up. Egg prices on the rise, and a lot of it is due to the bird FLU. Okay, the bird FLU. All right, now I want to show something because this is an actual. So now you see in this article the average price right now across the country, just average, is at $4.95. Okay. Let me get this. Actually, let me go to the photo that I have that I want to show for this lesson. All right, this is a photo. This is a photo that I actually took. All right. This is a photo that I actually took with my own phone. Okay. And it was a sign on the door of the refrigerator in the grocery store. Okay. This is, and I took a picture of it. Okay. So I'm going to show this picture and I'm going to show the next one. It says egg price update. Egg supplies have been affected because of the continuing bird FLU outbreaks. This has led to cost increases from our suppliers and higher prices across the retail industry. Okay, now, the next picture I took that was right next to it was the actual price of a dozen large eggs, which was $10.99 in the Stop and Shop grocery store. Okay, and this was about 2 weeks ago, and the prices are, and the prices are still here. Now remember, the average on this article says $4.95. Okay, now right now, because of the bird FLU, it's even worse. Okay, and this was the store brand, $10.99. I normally get like the organic cage-free joints, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't really eat eggs in my crib that much, but sometimes my lady likes to make, maybe like a chicken cutlet, and she'll have an egg batter, you know what I mean, or something like that. So my daughter don't even like eggs. Like, we don't really eat eggs like that. But the point is, there was $11 for a dozen eggs, man. $11 for a dozen eggs. And that's a scary sight, because you can see the potential of things just getting out of hand, man. All right? When a certain product or food, right, gets scarce, this is what could potentially happen. All right? And this is what we're anticipating, because we're anticipating inflation. We're anticipating hyperinflation. We're anticipating the collapse of the dollar. Okay? The actual currency of Babylon the Great, the actual reserve currency of the world at the moment. I believe it's still the reserve currency. And if it's not, Salakia. But, this is what we are. This is what is on the horizon, man. Going into the grocery store and not only seeing eggs, but some of the things that people need and frequent, bread. You're going to start seeing loaves of bread, $7, $8. Regular loaves of bread, $7, $8, $9, $10. A gallon of milk, $11, $12. That's what inflation and hyperinflation looks like. Okay. The food crisis in America is coming, man. And we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to shortages. We're looking forward to the storehouses being empty, like the scriptures say. All right, let me grab that first precept real quick. This is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 6 in verse 22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Right? In the video that the elder did, it says the eggs were gone in less than 10 minutes at Costco. Look how many cartons look how many carton of eggs this dude put in his cart in his Look at how many cartons, look how many dozens that he put in his cart. This is ridiculous. And you know, when you go to Costco, they got the big stupid carts. They got the big joints. You know? Less than 10 minutes, all the eggs were gone. Because like I said, when things get scarce, people panic and they rush to the stores, and things get hectic in them stores, man. Things get intense. All right. It says in 2nd Ezra 6:22, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Okay. We've seen in recent past the issues with you know food shipping in it, into the country. Okay. Issues with that food coming over on them ships, man. All right. We've seen that, which could also cause inflation, which will also cause high prices when you can't get the food in. That's they got to drive up the prices. Okay. Verse 23 says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man hear, they shall be suddenly afraid. Okay. Because when the storehouses are empty, people are going to be afraid, man. When ain't no food, that's one of the most scary things that can happen, because that can lead to what? That can lead to a famine. When there ain't no food in the grocery stores. All right. I believe most grocery stores have maybe like 3 days worth of food stored or something like that, maybe a week. And then after that, they need that refill. They need them trucks to come. Okay. People in Babylon, you can't go more than, because you can't really go more than a few days without food, right? And the way people eat and the gluttony that people display here in Babylon the Great, they're used to eating multiple times per day. So when that gets disrupted, okay, people aren't going to know how to act. They're going to start bugging out. The majority of people don't even know what it's like to eat one time per day. Just imagine after a week's time when the storehouses are empty and they can't get no food and it's running short at the crib. You only got so many cans of beans and packs of rice. Things start getting hectic. Verse 24 says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, right? It's going to get crazy in them grocery stores when the food is scarce and there's only a couple loaves of bread left. There's only a couple of cartons of eggs and a couple of gallons of milk. Rice is gone. Everything is gone. Friends shall fight one against another like enemies. Okay? The love of many shall wax cold. That's what we're expecting. That's what we're looking forward to. We want this place to fall. We want we want all hell to break loose so that our Lord and Savior Yahawashi can come and deliver us from this place. Bring the judgment that is set for Babylon the Great and bring salvation to his elect. We done had enough of this place, man. All right. It says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape, and see my salvation and the end of your world. Right? So the elect is we're looking towards, Lord willing, we're a part of that number, but we're looking towards salvation. We're looking towards, getting out of here. And we're looking towards the end of Esau's world. All right. What does it say in verse 9 of this chapter? 2 Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. We want to see this, man. All right. Esau's rulership, his power structure is being brought low. All right. His kingdom, his power. Esau is the end of the world, the end of this age. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay? Starting with Yahawashi and his kingdom and the joint heirs and the elect. All right? A kingdom set up in truth and in righteousness and has a standard. Right? That's what we're looking forward to. This article from NBC News says egg prices have soared as farmers contend with bird FLU outbreak. And this is what they do. They do this stuff intentionally, man. All right. No damn bird FLU just popping up out of nowhere. They want these plagues that happen. They want inflation to happen. They want the prices of goods and services and food to go up so all hell can break loose. This is what they're trying to do. This is not coincidental, man. All right? Because ultimately we know the Lord put the spirit on this man to do this, and we know the Lord, Yahawashi, is not coincidental. There is a master plan in place here. All right? Egg prices have soared as farmers contend with bird flu outbreak. It says the price increase poses a political problem for Trump, who won in part by hammering Biden for rising food costs. So, a lot of the stuff sometimes when they start going, they try to politicize it, blame inflation on one president, one administration versus the other. We ain't trying to hear none of that. It is all the same. Okay, the agenda will remain regardless of who is the face of Babylon the Great, regardless of who occupies that seat. The agenda remains. Okay? And that's a fact. Inflation is going to happen no matter what. Let me play this little video that I got from X, formerly known as Twitter, with former President Ronald Reagan. He was speaking, addressing the nation and talking about inflation. Kind of how it works. It's a short video, but he was keeping it real. All right, check this out.
Government has only two ways of getting money other than raising taxes. Money market and borrow. Government has only two ways of getting money other than raising taxes. It can go into the money market and borrow, competing with its own citizens and driving up interest rates, which it has done, or it can print money, and it's done that. Both methods are inflationary. We're victims.
Yeah, and we've seen that. We've seen, especially during the C-19, there was a statistic that was going around, something along the lines of like 75% of the dollars that are circulating currently in America, Babylon the Great, was printed in the last 4 years or something like that, which is a ridiculous stat, right? Because this country's economy is in trouble. Its dollar is failing, the value of it, the way they print money and try to get themselves out of crisis and out of debt and out of, trying to keep the, hold this place up. And all they're doing is destroying it further, which is beautiful. Kal Halal Yahawah for that. All right. But we see it happening right in front of our eyes. Let me play this back a little bit.
Can print money, and it's done that. Both methods are inflationary. We're victims of language. The very word inflation leads us to think of it as just high prices. And then, of course, we resent the person who puts on the price tags, forgetting that he or she is also a victim of inflation. Inflation is not just high prices. It's a reduction in the value of our money. When the money supply is increased, but the goods and services available for buying are not, we have too much money chasing too few goods.
Hey, we got to bring that back.
Is not just high
part
prices.
Of that back.
It's a
he said
forgetting
government is not just high prices, and he was talking about how, those who raise the prices, they're actually also victims of inflation. Okay, when you see this, $11 for a dozen of store brand eggs, is because there's a shortage. All right, and it's costing them more to buy the eggs, so they got to drive up the prices as well. All right, listen to what he said.
High prices. And then, of course, language. The very word inflation leads us to think of it as just high prices. And then, of course, we resent the person who puts on the price tags, forgetting that he or she is also a victim of inflation.
Okay.
Inflation is not just high prices. It's a reduction in the value of our money.
Inflation is just not high prices. It's a reduction in the value of our money. The value of the dollar is slipping. It's falling. It's crashing. Okay? The way they've printed the money. All right? This dollar has lost its value. Okay? Which is going to make inflation a real reality. It's going to turn into hyperinflation. There's no value here. These nations see it. All right?
When the money supply is increased, but the goods and services available for buying are not, we have too much money chasing too few goods. Government has only
too much money chasing too few goods. I thought this was a good video. Just, less than a minute to just speak on inflation and just give you a sort of a definition and explain to you how it works. Thought that was good for the lesson. All right, I got a couple more precepts, but I just wanted to bring this out, man, because like the elder Ahmawan Gabar, how he put it, this video, the food crisis in America is coming, man. Is here. All right. 10 minutes they put out, looks like hundreds of dozens of cartons of eggs, and it was done in 10 minutes, man. People are gonna panic their way to the hey, man, this place is finished, man. And Kal Halal Yahawah for that. Ecclesiastes 12:3. Let's get that. All right, because not only will inflation happen, a part of the collapse and the breaking down, destruction of this man's society is this is the book of Ecclesiastes 12:3, is that people, there's not going to be any work soon, man. All right, there's not going to be any work. There's a lot of companies and agencies that's going to go out of business, okay, due to this new advanced technologies. Is not going to be, some of these companies and these corporations and these specific jobs out here, especially in the service industry, they're going to be obsolete. They're not going to be needed. Okay, because you got you know, robots and AI and all these different things to take care of these jobs, man. The book of Ecclesiastes 12:3 says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened." All right, so the grinding shall cease. Okay, you see, hey man, when you leave your house for the day, you see a lot of people moving around. You see a lot of activity. There's a lot of business, a lot of transactions happening. Okay, a lot of money and things changing hands, and this a lot of stuff is happening, moving and shaking out here in Babylon the Great. But that stuff's gonna come to a halt. That stuff is gonna come to an end, man. It says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the window shall be darkened." It says, "And the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and they shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music have been brought low." So we're looking towards a time where it's going to be very gloomy out here when it comes to being able to, you know, earn money, keep a job, being able to go out and buy foods. It's going to get crazy out here, man. It's going to get crazy out here. And that's going to lead to riots and sedition among men. It's going to be turned up out here, man. All hell's going to break loose. That's the expectation that we have for this place to get absolutely crazy out here. Right, we're looking forward to it, man. Because we want Babylon to be destroyed. We want the wicked to be put down. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 12. In verse 20, it says, "And the cities that are inhabited shall be laid waste, and the land shall be desolate, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahawah, by Hashem Yahawashi, by Hashem Akakwadash." Because when these things happen, when the land gets wasted and be desolate, you gonna know it's the Lord. You gonna know it's the doing of Yahweh by Hashem Yahawashi. There ain't gonna be no mistake about it. Okay. Let me read that one more time. Ezekiel 12:20. "And the cities that are inhabited," and these cities are crowded, actually inhabited. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff going. There's a lot of transactions, a lot of business, a lot of stuff going. A lot of things happening here in Babylon the Great. You can't even keep track of everything that's going on, right? It says, "And the cities that are inhabited shall be laid waste, and the land shall be desolate. And ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh by Shemel Shai." The Lord gonna make examples out of you niggas, man. Straight up. For being rebellious, for not hearkening to the word, not hearkening to the calling, not hearkening to the warning. There's a judgment. This Jacob's trouble is about to go down. All right? And a lot of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American won't have no hedge, won't have no covering. Okay? You won't have nowhere to turn to. All right, we're looking for the that appointed time, as the scripture speaker. We're waiting for that appointed time. We're waiting for Yahweh by Shemel Shai to go, all right, now is the time. All right, let's bring all hell to this place. Let's gather the elect and deliver them, okay, and bring them their salvation. And usher them into the kingdom of Yahweh by Shemel Shai. That's what we're looking forward to, man. May death and destruction fall upon Babylon, Esau, and the other nations, right? This beast system, 2/3 of Israel who are joined under them. May death and destruction fall this place, man. All right? So I'm going to leave it there, man. As always, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahawashi, by Hashem Akakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, the elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to you all. Shalom.